Wednesday, January 6, The Fall, Part 2. When God decided to create Adam and Eve, he stated that they would be made in God's image and according to his likeness in Genesis 1 verse 26. The bait on the tempter's hook was that if they ate the forbidden fruit, they would become like God. The reality is that they already were like God. They had been created in his image. But the sad fact is that in the heat of temptation, they lost sight of this sacred truth. Additionally, God was the original provider of their food. But part of the rebellion involved Adam and Eve choosing something to eat outside of God-given boundaries. It would be like being invited to someone's home for a meal, and instead of eating from their table, you go to their cupboard or refrigerator and help yourself to something that attracts you. Not only would that be an insult to your hosts, but it would also show that you do not value your relationship with them. Question. Read Genesis chapter 3, verses 4 through to 7. The tempter has assured Eve that by eating the fruit her eyes would be opened. What did Adam and Eve see when their eyes were opened, and what did that new light symbolize? Genesis chapter 3, verse 4. Then the serpent said to the woman, "You will not surely die, for God knows that in the day you eat of it your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." So, when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves coverings. Eve became overwhelmed by her senses in verse 6. The tree was beautiful, and as she sank her teeth into a piece of fruit, Eve imagined that she entered into a higher state of existence. When she shared her experience with Adam, yes, their eyes were opened, in verse 7, but they were embarrassed by what they saw. One major issue here is the rejection of God as the provider of every good thing, and choosing instead a man-made solution to human need, in this case, the desire to eat. God had previously assured Adam and Eve of their food and had provided the menu. Their eating from the forbidden tree was a move outside of that provision and showed a lack of trust that was not warranted, especially given their unique circumstances. And so to finish today, what kind of forbidden fruit, which often appears so tempting, so pleasing, and so full of promise, is made available to us today? How can we learn not to make the same kind of error when presented with such a powerful deception?